First thing you want to do is pick out the image of your shoe. That's a pretty good shoe, I like it, but it's kind of boring. It doesn't have a lot going on. This one has a lot more detail on it, so it might work better, but actually we're looking at the side view of the shoe. We need the side view, so this top view isn't going to work either. This one might work perfect. It has a lot of detail. It's a side view, so I could use this image, or you can also bring your own personal shoe and set that in front of you and draw a shoe from life. So either way, you need either a photograph of a shoe or an actual shoe to look at as you create this artwork. If you're using a photograph, you can feel free to section it off, maybe add a grid to draw your contour line. But the first thing you're going to do is draw the contour line, and that is the outside edge and the most important details. So I'm drawing the outside, and then some of the most important details might be these lines that come into the shoe and make it look more interesting. Those are the contour lines of the shoe. So I'll get started with that. Again, contour line is the outside edge and most important details inside. As I'm adding the value to my contour drawing, I'm looking at my image on a regular basis and I'm thinking about what parts of this image are darker and what are lighter. If you're looking at your shoe, you're thinking about the same thing. You're thinking about how the light casts upon your shoe, where the shadows are. Like, for example, I know that the bottom here of my shoe gets much darker because it is not being hit by the light that is coming from the top. I'm switching back and forth from using my blending stump to my pencil and even using my eraser as a tool as well. So I'll kind of go back and erase certain parts, go in with my pencil, think about some of the extra detail even after I've put all the value in, adding maybe some of the lines that indicate that it's sewn. And you're just going to continue to use your three tools, blending stumps and pencils and erasers, to create this entire piece. All right, once you've completed the overall drawing and you've added your value, I probably could take this a little bit farther with some of the details, but I'm continuing on with this explanation of the drawing. So once I have the value added, you're going to need a ruler for this next part, and you're going to add kind of a table behind here. The table has to, you want the shoe to go beyond the table. So you'll draw a line, something like right up here. I might even draw this in here. And that you need to make sure that the shoe comes beyond or above that line. Then from each corner you're going to draw a diagonal line, not a very severe diagonal line, so something like that, and you'll do that on either side from the corner of your paper up to that top line. Now notice I stopped here when I hit the shoe, and that's perfectly fine. You are going to then want to add some of your value onto the tabletop as well. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit throughout this. And I'll continue to add value to the tabletop, including underneath where the shoe would be casting shadow. So underneath here we would definitely see some shadow from the shoe. We're imagining that the light is coming down from the top. And directly under here, maybe a little bit lighter value underneath here, and of course we're going to want to blend that in with our blending stump as well. I'll take a picture of this completely done in a moment. But after you have all of the table done, your shoe done, the table is drawn out, you will use your pencil, or I'm sorry, your scissors. Wow. Yes, I know the name of my tools. Here we go. Scissors. Cutting along the edges of the table and your shoe. You might have to take little snippets off so that you don't lose any of that detail. So doing small areas at a time. And you also might need an X-Acto knife if you have spaces like I do, where the shoe, you can see through that part. Now this part is underneath the table line, but this part is above, so I'm probably going to need an X-Acto knife to get that little area out. So I will show you the finished product in just a moment. Okay, I have the shoe cut out now. All the little details, the more details you can cut out, the better. And I have a piece of paper that is the same width as my shoe. And I'm going to take the very bottom, which is straight, and place that at the bottom of my colored piece of paper. So I would recommend using either rubber cement, like this, or glue stick to glue this down so you have a nice flat glue. You don't want to use liquid glue or white glue. It'll make it kind of bumpy. So once you're done doing this, you'll glue it all together and you will have your 3D looking shoe.